Welcome back to Stealthy Wombat Gaming, everyone. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe for more awesome content. Today we'll be talking about Resident Evil Village review, Resident Evil Verse, the rumors, and Resident Evil Village DLC news. Hands down, this is one of the most thrilling games I've ever played. The storyline, the dialogue, character development, and graphics are awesome. The storyline revolves around Ethan Winters, Ethan's daughter Rosemary, Chris Redfield, and explains more about the mold. When Resident Evil Village was released, there were two versions, Standard and Deluxe Edition. The Deluxe Edition included some cool features, including Village of Shadows difficulty, which is the hardest and most challenging mode to play in the game. As an example, you see me here struggling with this guy. Despite infinite ammo, I had to spend a good 60 seconds taking him down. Village of Shadows basically overpowers all the enemies, including giving them additional armor, which is a pain. But regardless, what I loved most about this game was the fact that we dived into the mindset of Chris Redfield and why he was part of Umbrella. That's a question that is unanswered. Sorry. And how his role played a critical part in the game. So that brings me to this question. I do have so many unanswered questions pertaining to him. For example, as to why the BSAA was involved and why Chris Redfield took part in Umbrella. Out of all things, why? Chris Redfield despised Umbrella, and now he's a part of it? So many questions. One of the most highlighted parts in the game was playing Chris Redfield himself, which was insanely awesome. He's literally the definition of cool. But at the end of the day, overall, the game was eventful. Piqued my attention span tenfold, hopefully yours as well, and addicting to play. I give this game a 10 out of 10. I am looking towards the 9th installment of the Resident Evil game in the future. So many questions that were left unanswered. Hopefully then, we'll have ours answered then.
What the hell?
Speaking of unanswered questions, comes Resident Evil Verse. As it stands now, supposedly Capcom is in development for Resident Evil Outbreak 3, which accompanied by it will be Resident Evil Verse. Initially, it was meant to be for Resident Evil Village, but was never released. But that could change. I bought the Deluxe Edition with Resident Evil Verse DLC code, but never had the opportunity to play it because it was it could never be downloaded. I predict with enough hype from Twitter, Facebook, and social media that the fans will speak volume and put the peer pressure on Capcom into finishing with the final product. But then again, who knows? Speaking of unfinished products, the current news of the Resident Evil Village DLC is still ongoing, and Capcom is still keeping it under wraps, supposedly. I predict that it could revolve around Chris Redfield and his unit throughout the game, like the events. Lady Dimitrescu, aka the Vampire Lady, and her daughters, and the villagers and their point of view. With that being said, more awesome content on its way. Stealthy Wombat Gaming out.